Anti-war protests were ubiquitous this weekend. You heard me. I said ubiquitous. And I know what it means. Now listen, I understand people's right to protest, but don't you think it says something is wrong when at the Oscars you have more people giving thanks and props to a Polish child molester than to the United States? Hey, who's the producer of the show? Chemical Ali? Chemical. Now listen, you know, Mother always used to say to me, if you're not helping, you're in the way. So protests are obviously part of being American, but don't you think at a certain point when you see the majority's behind the thing, there's people coming home in body bags, maybe it's time to take it down a notch and say, okay, look, this is happening. I got to switch my gears on this one. Now, Hood, as you know, right now they're arresting a lot of, you know, they're rounding up a lot of Iraqi suspects, which of course brings the question, what the hell are you doing here? No, I'm just kidding. But look, are you wearing those sandals as a statement, by the way? Damn it. Now look.
Yeah, really.
No, but what do you think? I know you have kind of a, you know, different view than some people would have on this.
By the way, Colin, I think it's a great idea to start off with poking a little stick at the sand monkey. Having said that,
called you a sand monkey yet.
Give it time. You know where I stand on this, which is I totally support the president. I think that when he says that Bush is the aggressor, he is right. No, and I really think it's important to exercise our rights as citizens. Every good citizen should protest injustice wherever and whenever they see it, regardless of nationality. So what they're doing in the streets, I'm all for.
Yeah, protesting, I don't think anybody has a problem with somebody protesting.
Don't touch him.
No, I wasn't going to. The problem isn't protesting. It's the thing is that we have worries about terrorism at home, and for the, you know, the cops should be worried about terrorism and not a bunch of douchey white kids in dreadlocks.
Yeah. You know what's funny? It is, it's funny to me that I would hear you say that, you know, everybody's for a war. Well, at one time everybody believed the world was flat. It ain't. We found that was a lie. The bottom line is everybody tells me about how the terrorists, they should be watching out for the terrorists as opposed to watching out for the protesters. They should be, they're doing the same shit during the Macy's Day Parade. They should be worried about terrorists then too. The bottom line is that everybody has the right to say if they disagree with something, period. They got the right to say it.
Yeah, nobody's arguing that point, but you know, when there's people coming back in body bags, just, you know, wait a day or two, you know what I mean?
You know what?
Have a little respect.
You know what? The bottom line is this is a war that could have been avoided, and it ain't. And I don't care what you say. It ain't.
No, you're
535 congressmen and senators, not one of their children is over there serving. It's Washington.
Well,
is that unpatriotic? That's unpatriotic too. They get to send us to war, they just don't have to go.
This war could have been avoided, and we can let, you know, Saddam and his kids keep raping people systematically over there, and, you know, doing what they've been doing for the last 20 years.
They did that during the Reagan and Bush administration, and we didn't say anything about it now. So 20 years later,
who didn't say anything about it?
No one said anything about it.
But aren't you allowed to change? Then you I mean, yeah. So we messed up. Then what? You can't grow. Everybody's got to change. Look at it this way. What I'm saying is this: when people get up and they're going to say, "I'm all for peace. We should stop killing," blah blah blah. But you know, that's to me, one of the contradictions of the world is that sometimes you have to fight for peace. That's the way it is. You know what I mean?
You know what? And sometimes you have to really try for peace. Yeah. You don't talk about I'm being diplomatic while I'm sending troops up your ass. You don't say that.
How about 12 years of trying? I mean, come on.
You know, what have we done for 12 years?
These countries signed on to 1441. It was back in what, October? We've been talking about this for how long now?
Yeah. North Korea.
Well, we'll be there next. Don't worry about it.
And you know what the bottom line is?
And they deserve it too.
It is funny to me because, you know, we have a volunteer army right now.
Right.
And right now, and a lot of these kids go because they want their house for $1 and they get to go to college.
Right.
They didn't know that this was going to happen. Now, all of a sudden, we got an army that ain't volunteering. You think they're going to say, oh, we ain't going to fight? Or they're going to start drafting people? I got a 15-year-old son. This matters to me. It matters to me
everybody.
that my son might have to go. And it matters to me that I may have a problem with the way that this is going, and I might have a problem. I don't agree with it, and I'm going to say I don't agree with it. I don't know where I'm at.
Bush's whole strategy of preemption is going to mean that we are going to be in South Korea next, and after that, God knows where. Why don't we just roll over to Poland?
Stupid. North Korea.
Did I say South Korea?
Yes, you did. We're already in South Korea.
Well, you're right. Then we're going to... No, give us time.
If it was up to me, I'd build a dome over this country and tell everybody to mind their own business. business, and that includes Africa when people are dying of AIDS and are looking for a check. Kiss my ass.
Hold
no
on,
one wants to help us.
If it were up to you, we'd all be whacking off the pictures of Mussolini, all right?
Well, so what? You'd be here on time, wouldn't you?
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You can't act like you...
We built a dome over this country. It'd only be Indians and people trying to get in on boats. That's what would happen.
Wow, you said it now. But I'm saying the reality of it now is this. Look, nobody can tell me. I'm watching Saddam Hussein's strategy now. Now, we're trying not to kill civilians. Does anyone deny that? We're trying not to kill civilians in this war so far.
Bullets ain't got no eyes and neither do bombs. We may be trying not to kill civilians, but a bomb ain't gonna go, oh man, I'm sorry, I'm gonna miss you.
Well, maybe, especially since the Russians sold them things that knock it off the military targets. So, but listen to this, D.L. What about the fact that they're actually using, Saddam Hussein is using our efforts not to kill civilians to trick us and kill Americans by having them dress as civilians, dress up or surrender. Exactly. They're using our rules against us.
I think that is war is a, when you go to war, right. If I'm fighting you, after a point I'm going to say, F it, I'm trying to win. And
all right. So you know what? Fair enough.
But what if we say that?
That's right.
We are saying it.
We're not saying it.
Absolutely. Let me tell you something. The country the population of that country is what, 20 million? 20 million.
Who knows? It'll be about 3 million another week.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
If things go right.
We're fighting them. We're fighting an antiquated army. We should kick their ass. That's right.
Right.
But don't expect that a man who's fighting in his own house is not going to do whatever he needs to or wants to win. It shouldn't be unexpected.
Of course, but don't you think, have you ever seen a war where we're actually like trying to make it like pick-up sticks, where we're trying to avoid most of the people and just hit military targets?
Tell them what we're going to do. We're actually going, look, we're going to drop a bomb there. You might not want to be there.
We're telling we drop leaflets in English. You think the vast majority of that country speaks English?
They're not English. They do little pictures and diagrams.
I'd want some
They are in Arabic.
One of those pamphlets has a family of like people on a magic carpet just flying out of Baghdad like this.
Hood, anything?
No.
Really?
Not after the magic carpet reference?
You don't like that cut? We can edit it around that.
How'd he get here? Somebody rub a lamp? I felt the love. I had to throw a cheap one in.
All right.
You can be president.
The problem is, if you want to protest, I say that's fine. Obviously, it's America. But if you're wrong, and it turns out they do have chemical weapons of mass destruction, then you should have to, like, step down, like when anybody's wrong. For 3 years, you should not be allowed to protest.
We obviously know they have weapons because we sold them a majority of the chemical elements that they have. So we know that they have them. The point isn't that they have them. It's that France has them, we have them, Israel has them, a lot of people have them. It's that they're going to use them or not. That's right. We're supposed to be going over there to keep us safe. That's the deal.
Yeah.
I don't know how this makes us safer, but I got a GED.
There are better uses of
There are
the
better
military.
uses, but I don't think you guys understand. When I said that last thing, that was my wrap-up. We'll be right back. Steve Norton closed the Oscars last night by saying, "This is for the troops, this is for you guys." So what do you think was the most inspirational part for them? The accusations of fictitious democracy, or the fictitious war, or the reference to Allah, or the standing ovation for a child molester? I don't know. Some people decided to get political at this year's thing. Let's take a look at this little footage.
We live in a time where we have a man sending us to war for fictitious reasons, whether it's the fictitious of duct tape or the fictitious of orange alerts. We are against this war, Mr. Bush. Shame on you, Mr. Bush. Shame on you.
Now let me say something. As much as I personally don't like Michael Moore and his simplistic, awful statements, you have to admit one thing, at least he had the guts to get up there and say it. All the Hollywood people, but the Hollywood people applauded, gave him a standing ovation when he came up. Then they started applauding, we started talking, then they had their hands like this when they heard real people booing behind them.
He didn't have guts. He didn't do that out of guts. He did that because he thought he'd get a big ovation from everybody there, and he didn't think he'd get booed.
That was a setup, by the way.
That was a sellout by them on him.
They muzzled everybody else and said, don't do any political crap, and we'll give this guy the trophy, and they know he's going to shoot his mouth off.
Oh, a white guy with a conspiracy theory?
That's
Come on,
right, man.
I think that if he wanted to say whatever he needed to say, whatever, I mean, it was brave
Right.
for him to say it, no matter
At
what
least
kind
he
of...
said
I'm
that
not
loud.
questioning that either.
I'm not questioning that, but I'm saying Hollywood turned on him in 10 seconds.
They didn't turn
From
on him.
standing O, they flipped over.
They just sat there. They didn't turn on him. There was
That's what I mean. They sat there. They're supposed to applaud if they like
Colin,
that
that
kind of
booing
stuff.
was fake too.
What's that?
That booing was fake too. It was
really?
all part of a scheme. They loved everything he said.
Yeah.
It's true. It was all a
They're
big
just trying to
thing.
save their ass at the box office. That's all.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I booed when I saw that movie, The Hours. They should have called it... They should have called it The Hours and Hours, goddamn. It was too long.
The wasted hours.
It was a little dry, wasn't it?
Did you guys see any of the Oscar movies, by the way? This is kind of an
I saw a good film, Death to Smoochie. That was
That's
was
a
it?
good one.
No.
I think that was last year, though.
Oh, what's it?
Nicole Kidman.
That was like a pootie tang for white folk. That's what that was.
Wait, Pootie Tang wasn't for white folks?
Nicole Kidman was the only one I picked right. That was the only one I picked.
Yeah, that's right.
I got that one right, though.
We got you guys to make Oscar picks. Now, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
They wanted us all to do Oscar picks for this show.
Yeah.
You guys are sitting home like two, assistant wardrobe mistresses at Les Mis making your Oscar picks. I just ignored it and didn't do it, you stupid fruit. Shut up. Shut your mouth and you shut up. And he calls me up all excited. I got 7.
You're talking to him. I didn't pick it in.
You actually did your stupid Oscar pick sitting in your awful house. I got 7.
Well, I was doing that and I was watching porn at the same time.
He was doing girls at the same time.
Yeah. I
about you,
got
Steve? You didn't
taken
even
for
watch it
Best
last night.
Actress.
Yeah, I did watch it. I thought Steve Martin was great. Although Selma Hayek, can she never present an award again? She's hot, but she has the diction of a stroke victim.
Oh, wait a minute. She's
Oh, sorry.
Hispanic, Jimmy.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that was controversial.
You look like a skinhead. You can't say stuff like that.
It must be a bitch going through the airport, boy. God
I
damn.
have no problems.
I got a big problem.
I know it is for me. Come here.
I have problems at the airport, but with good reason.
As you should.
Yeah, exactly. Try buying a ticket.
I mean, you know, I'm against that, but hey, look. Hey.
The thing about Nicole Kidman's speech, which kind of annoyed me, I mean, I think she deserved to win, but she actually said that in the middle of like the war, it's okay to have these ceremonies because art is important. And it's like, well, this stupid whore, you didn't invent the wheel, you just threw on a nose and jumped into a lake. Oh. She's talking about.
You just called Nicole Kidman a stupid whore?
Yes, I did.
All right, I just wanted to make sure I heard that. Now, should the Oscars, do you guys think there should have been like even just a moment of silence, not on left or right, just a moment of silence, say, hey, look, our troops are at war, let's have a moment of silence no matter what side you're in.
Can they stop equating what's going on with a bunch of actors to the war? It's not important. The red carpet thing, well, we're not going to do the red carpet. Nobody overseas cares about a bunch of pompous jizzbags on a red rug. It means nothing. It means nothing.
But people, what do you mean? That's why they always have like USO shows. I mean, people do want to get away from it for a minute.
Not when you're in the middle. You're right, but not in the middle of the fight. They're going to care. Well, they didn't do the glitz thing. That means a lot to me. Nobody cares if they do the glitz thing.
So you don't think there should have been a moment of silence just for the American people who are always watching it?
No, because it doesn't mean they're all
But that would have
pompous.
been for them. That would have been for you know the actors showing that they were patriotic.
Yes,
And that's what it would have looked like. And to me, it looked weird. The very reason they're supposed to be having it is so that the audience can appreciate what they're doing. But they went, oh, we don't need the audience. We'll just appreciate each other. That's,
Right. So there was no
right.
there were no fans outside. Right. And you know, that was also to cover up because they were scared of, that was a security thing more than anything else.
Right.
And Renee Zellweger, I mean, she looked like she was having her intestines vacuumed out through that whole thing. She looked awful. Yeah, she looked awful. I said it.
That's really cold. You know that? I hope Matthew McConaughey punches you right in your face.
Why?
In fact, you know what? I might punch you in your face again and go into Renee Zellweger. Maybe she'll hook up with me after she sees me defend her honor. Well, of course he's right. She did look kind of awful. Oh.
Who was the Hispanic guy that was badmouth in the country?
That's that Mexican Rob
Yeah.
Lowe.
Oh. Yeah, you know what? Thank you.
I like to pop him right in his eye.
A new rule in this country. You can't badmouth the country if you still have an accent, okay?
And also Colin Farrell, speaking of accents, even my own people are turning on this country. You hear him?
No.
Son of a...
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he mumbled it like he was drunk.
Were you about to make fun of my stupid Irish character? I just
No. Thank you. I'm glad you got that.
like he was drunk.
I was playing it. DL picked up on the irony there.
I know some people right now, this is the wrap-up, by the way, if anyone wants to. I know some people right now are saying how bitter Colin is. If he won an Oscar, he'd be as phony as the rest of them up there. So what? You've never been two-faced in your life? You're damn right. I'd be up there like, Michael Moore, big deal. We'll be right back.